Hi, welcome to another edition of Talkin Sports. I'm Charlie DBAs. This is Dan O'Leary, sports writers for the Staten Island Advance. This week's topic is high school girls basketball, and Dan, there's just one team on Staten Island that's still alive. The Curtis High School Warriors are in the PSAL A playoffs. They're the top seed there this year. Now, obviously, they would have liked to have been in the AA playoffs. I believe they should have been in the AA playoffs, but they're going with what they got, and right now they're in the semifinals on Saturday, and Dan, you know, if all holds well, considering that the number 2 seed Food and Finance and the number 3 seed Mega River High School has been eliminated so far, the Warriors are in pretty good shape going into these this weekend.
Coach Doc Guerrero and John Curatola would have loved to be in a AA, but right now their goal at this point, being in the A, is to win their last game of the season, and they have a chance to do that, to win a championship. Even be it in a single A, they'd probably rather be in a AA. But it's going to be an interesting game with Baruch College High School. We don't know much about them, at least we don't. We usually only see the Staten Island teams play, but they do have their leading scorer, Diana Chobakova, I believe that's the way you say it. 15 points per game in the regular season, has stepped it up to 19 points per game in the playoffs. So I'm thinking they're going to have to key on her. She's going to be the one to stop.
They reached the semifinals last year of the A playoffs and suffered a disappointing 48-40 loss to Newtown, which I know was very disappointing. They felt they could have won the game. Now they're back in that situation again, and I think they're a little bit hungrier this year because of what happened, the sudden loss last year. Dan, one of the things that intrigues me about Curtis is obviously playoff situations, defense wins games, and what better combination to have defensively than 6'2" Victoria McCauley and 5'10" Michelle Clay. Nice little combination to have inside the paint.
One of the things that makes it easier on Curtis, on their perimeter defenders, is they have Victoria McCauley, who blocks a ton of shots. And if I think the Curtis team has a lot of confidence in that, if their man gets by him, she can still come over and block shots. The game senior night I covered versus Notre Dame, the first time Curtis has beaten Notre Dame under Doc Guerrero, I think McCauley had 7 block shots and a bunch of more in the fourth quarter. She really is really a presence inside. Everybody kind of feeds off that, knowing that they have the help there of a big shot blocker.
As important as McCauley and Clay are, obviously the interior presence, Coach Doc Guerrero will tell you that probably the single most important person on the team is none other than point guard Caitlin Clifford. Dot has told me on several occasions that she is like the catalyst behind everything Curtis does. Obviously, as the point guard, she handles the ball. She could score. She directs the offense. She's been a real spark plug for Curtis this year, and I'm sure if they're going to go far, that she'll have to do it again.
It sounds so cliche to say coach on the floor, but that's really what she does for them. She's a heady player. She plays hard, and she's really the team leader. As you know, as a senior, as the point guard, she's the one that they all look to. She makes the team go.
Should Curtis win tomorrow, they will play in the PSAL A championship on March 22nd at St. Francis College, and then if they should win that, and Coach Doc Guerrero won't be happy, but I am predicting that that's what's going to happen, they will make a trip to the Federation playoffs in Glens Falls, New York. What a great experience it's been up there. I've covered several championships for Island teams up there, and you know, between the big arena, the Glens Falls Civic Center, and playing great competition and stuff like that, you know, Curtis, I'm sure they'd love to fit in there like Notre Dame did last year when they won the B title for the Federation.
Curtis's goal now is to win their last game of the season, the way Notre Dame did last year. And going to Glens Falls, playing in the big arena, playing against that kind of mixed competition with the public schools and the Catholic schools together,
right.
You know, it can be a great experience, and they have the team to where they have an opportunity to get there now, and there's no reason they can't get there, and maybe even win it.
Well, that's it for this week's segment of Talkin Sports. I'm Charlie DBAs, and this is Dan O'Leary.
And remember, for more coverage of Curtis High School and all the high schools, keep following us in the Advance and on our website, highschoolsports.silive.com.